Tonight on News 5 Live, is the fear of the Delta variant causing Belizeans to finally get the jab? Does a new vaccine video promote illegal gatherings? And Belizeans are missing Chetamal. But will it be safe for us to go? News 5 speaks to a doctor across the border. Details of these stories and more coming up on News 5 Live.
Good morning, sweetie. It's time for school.
Are you a teacher or public sector employee who is thinking of owning your new home? Get the keys to your new home with Belize Bank's all-inclusive mortgage, the best financing option in Belize for your new home purchase or construction. Inclusive of all mortgage-related fees, no down payment, affordable terms, amazingly low interest rates. Visit our nearest branch to speak to one of our financial advisors to discuss how you can be one step closer to owning your new home. Some conditions apply.
With the touch of a finger, we can easily unlock our phones and securely gain access to our data. This technology is called biometrics, and the Social Security Board is introducing fingerprint recognition to make transactions and handling of your sensitive data secure, fast, accurate, and convenient. Is your identity safe? Fingerprint recognition will keep your Social Security record secure and confidential while making your access fast and easy. It protects your identity. Is your name a common one? Fingerprint recognition uses your unique characteristics, ensuring your hard-earned benefits go directly to you, the rightful owner. Tired of all the paperwork? Fingerprinting makes this hassle-free. Your convenience and your information security is our priority. Fingerprint recognition coming soon. Social Security at your fingertips.
Introducing Edam A cheese, the A+ Dutch cheese to hit the Belizean market. As the name says, it is of A-class quality, the best Dutch cheese in Belize. Edam A cheese is creamier, less salty, and simply more delicious. Don't be left out. Get your A cheese at a supermarket near you. A cheese exclusively distributed by Unitex Company Limited. Call us at 610-3626 or 610-8910. Follow us on Facebook at Unitex Belize.
Whether you're at home, on the road, at work, or at school, if you see news happening or suspect that something might be up, call or text the Channel 5 News Belize tip line at 672-5555. You don't have to give us your name, just give us the tip. That's 672-5555. Call or text us so we can check it out.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank. Good evening and welcome to News 5 Live for Thursday, July 1st. I am Sabrina Daly. If you pass by Swift Hall or Central Health Region clinics today, you probably noticed some long lines. This follows Wednesday's announcement by the government of Belize that persons 18 years old and over are now eligible to receive their COVID-19 jabs, and the mandate that frontline workers only have 30 days to get their jab or start submitting negative COVID tests. It's part of a countrywide push by the Ministry of Health and Wellness that includes a new campaign launched. News 5's Isani Cayetano was out in Belize City today talking with those who got vaccinated.
Since 8 o'clock this morning, there has been a surge in the number of persons lining up to get inoculated. Across the country, there is a concerted effort to get as many residents vaccinated against COVID-19. The push comes hard on the heels of an announcement made by the Ministry of Health and Wellness on Wednesday. Here in Belize City, vaccine centers, including Swift Hall, have been overflowing.
It is each person's conscious decision that, they have to do their own research, and so I don't feel pressured by anyone to get vaccinated, but I feel it is important, especially with the daily interactions, For me, being at a school with a population of 750 students, it is important for me to be safe, and also for the students who are under 18 that I'm safe working with them.
It's a similar sentiment being shared by Juliet Ramirez, a primary school teacher at St. Joseph. Notwithstanding government's position, Ramirez has done a very basic cost-benefit analysis. It is easier to get vaccinated for free than having to produce a negative COVID test every 2 weeks, which can be quite costly.
This is my second vaccination, and I agree that teachers need to be fully vaccinated, not only for us, for our colleagues, for our administration, also for the children. And I believe that if a teacher is fully vaccinated, the parents will feel more comfortable sending their children to the class. Also, when it comes to taking the PCR every 2 weeks, I believe that getting the 2 vaccine is much cheaper. And also, if you have to take the PCR every 2 weeks, you need to take time off from your work. And so I think it's better you'll get yourself fully vaccinated.
Also getting a second jab was podcaster Brent Toombs. After waiting in line for 40 minutes, he was given another dose of the AstraZeneca serum.
Hopefully what we see today with the increased traffic at the vaccine centers is going to continue, but it also means that the Ministry of Health and Wellness maybe is going to have to adjust how they administer the vaccine, because we don't want lineups like this to become a detriment to people coming out. And I think also employers are going to have to consider accommodating their employees. And if someone wants to or needs to take time off work because you can only get the vaccine really during business hours, that they should be accommodating that, almost like an election, where somebody is allowed to be away from work for this purpose.
For Maricela Soberanes, who brought her aging mother to get vaccinated, it is a decision that the entire family has taken.
It's very simple and it's very easy. We're not new to vaccines. My daughter, who's 4, we've done it several times over a lifetime. So we're used to being vaccinated. And I know because of this, it's new for everyone to get this new vaccine. So that's why it's the nervousness, because, it hasn't been around long enough, as people have said. But it's a very simple and easy process.
With all the talk about vaccine hesitancy, we asked Toombs for his take on the general doubtfulness.
So I haven't had a lot of discussion with people who are vaccine hesitant, other than just maybe anonymous, random Facebook posts. But my group of friends and the people that I'm close to and regularly communicate with, everybody seems to be on the same page, which I guess is okay. But we do need a wider dialogue, I think, with people, and bringing the vaccine hesitant people together, in the same forum with people that are not adverse to getting vaccinated, and talk it out and figure out why people are adverse.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isane Cayetano.
While it seems that there were indeed lines at vaccine centers today, the Deputy Regional Manager for the Central Health Region, Dr. Melissa Diaz-Musa, gave News 5 some numbers for comparison. She says although people have been coming in steadily for their vaccinations under the phase system, which begun in March, this week there has been a marked increase.
In the Belize district, we usually would give about 400, 500 doses of vaccines daily. And we've noticed a shift to about 700 or 800 doses. So we do know that people are coming in, and especially today, we have noticed a significant increase in persons coming to get the COVID-19 vaccine.
Would you say that's due to the launch push yesterday, or are people afraid of the Delta, or what do you think's causing today's
Well, I think it's a combination of things. When we originally started the campaign, it was mainly geared to healthcare workers and persons over 60 and persons with special conditions. And we felt that was successful. But we do know that human nature, and in many instances, people wait to see the reactions, that they don't necessarily want to be in the first group of people who have gotten the vaccines. And I think that as the weeks have gone by and more people are coming in to get the vaccine, persons who are waiting or waiting and watching, and persons who have some hesitancy, some of these fears have been abated by seeing the number of people coming in.
So are you seeing a difference in second dose? I mean, are people coming for that?
Yes, yes. The second dose, we've been very successful. A lot of people who have come in for the first dose are now coming in for the second dose. Remember, there is a 3 month, initially we were given 12 weeks for the second dose. We are now encouraging people to come in between 8 and 12 weeks. And especially for frontline persons, high-risk persons, once you've passed 8 weeks from your first dose, please come in to get your second dose.
If you are planning to go to one of the vaccine centers in your area, be sure to bring some form of identification with you. The centers are open from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. The Public Service Union, which represents quite a number of frontline workers, is yet to formulate a position on government's latest move to compel employees to get vaccinated. On Wednesday, during a press conference held by the Ministry of Health and Wellness, it was made clear that persons who have not received their doses of COVID-19 vaccine will now be required to present a negative COVID test on a bi-weekly basis. It's an expense that many are trying to avoid, but it leaves them little choice if they are anti-vaxxers. This afternoon, News 5 spoke with PSU President Dean Flowers for a response to the recent announcement.
The Council of Management has not met to consider the statements of the Prime Ministers yet, but I can say that we are in receipt several comments that we've received so far from across the public sector. There are those who are in favor of the vaccine, of course, and however, there are those with reference to the Prime Minister's statement believe that their rights to choose is being or may be violated, and so the comments thus far has been a bit mixed, but the Council of Management meets on Saturday, and I'm pretty quite sure that we will be able to have a better conversation on this topic, as well as hear what the branch chairs are saying with regards to the comments from their membership from across the country. So we wait on Saturday. What I can say, however, is that it would appear that the government, and it would clearly, based on the Prime Minister's comments, there has been a conversation at the cabinet level with regards to mandatory vaccination. And I guess this goes in line with the no job JAB, no job JOB discussion that we see unfolding across the Caribbean.
According to Flowers, the debate surrounding government's hardline position is whether it impinges on one's fundamental right to make such a personal decision.
While the argument is, of course, government's attempt or employers' attempt to provide a healthy and safe workplace for all employees, whether the attempt to force one to get a vaccination is a violation of one's fundamental right. A very interesting conversation, very interesting days ahead to see how the government will affect this and what would be the reaction from frontliners. So that is the current situation right now with the union.
Coming up, the northern border is open for tourists, but some businesses in Chetumal want Belizean shoppers to come back. A Mexican doctor discusses whether or not it would be safe for us to visit once more. Find out what he has to say when we come back.
Infinite Health presents Common Sense Herbs, everything your body needs, and are all natural, dairy-free, non-GMO, cruelty-free, gluten-free, and are FDA monitored. Everything your body needs. Distributor in Belize, Infinite Health, Birds Isle, Belize City. Telephone number 613-1914. That's 613-1940.
We represent in red, yellow, blue, Available at Benny's. Quality and savings.
RFNG Insurance wants you to be prepared for the hurricane season. Developing a family communications plan can reduce stress and confusion. In your plan, be sure to know how you will contact each other, set meeting points if separated, organize a buddy system that will help family members check on each other. RFNG Insurance Company Limited, where it pays to get it right.
Did you know that the 2021 Belize telephone directory is now available? Get your free copy today at any Digistore, Quartz Belize, and A&R location countrywide. It's available in both regular and mini sizes and loaded with coupons to your favorite places. Use these coupons to save every day. Plus, download the Find Yellow mobile app and always have the directory with you. It's available in Google Play and Apple Store. For more info, log on to www.findyellow.com. The 2021 Belize Telephone Directory. Get yours today.
"2020 taught us the importance of being connected to the virtual world, and NextGen is here to keep its commitment to you. Even if you're physically apart, NextGen keeps you digitally connected."
Okay everyone, thank you for following me today.
NextGen provides more than just an internet plan. They provide service plans that support all your online needs. Sign up today and get your NextGen's ultra high-speed internet service. NextGen, powered by Central TV and Internet.
A lot of people have been asking when the Mexican border will open to allow Belizeans to access Mexico, particularly Chetumal. Currently, the border is only open for tourists. But just what is it like right now in the city right across the border? And do Mexicans want the border to open to Belizeans? Today, News 5's Paul Lopez watched a little Mexican news and spoke with a doctor in Chetumal in an attempt to assess the situation.
El dirigente empresarial señaló que se mantiene la esperanza de que se reactive la economía con la llegada de beliceños a México, quienes representan el 80% de la actividad comercial de Chetumal, por lo que preparan mesas de trabajo, acciones que puedan facilitar el retorno de las actividades comerciales.
On Wednesday, President of the Business Coordinating Council of Chetumal, Eloy Jimenez, told Televisa Quintana Roo that the council will be working closely with Belizean authorities to find strategies for the quick reopening of the Belize-Mexican border to allow Belizeans to enter Mexico. News 5 spoke to a doctor in Chetumal, Dr. Eduardo Angulo Aguilar, to learn more about the current COVID situation in Quintana Roo.
The government right now has the whole state at one severity color in terms of COVID-19. Right now, it is orange, okay? It is the second highest color that we can have. The next one is red.
According to Dr. Aguilar, people in the state of Quintana Roo have let their guard down, and for the most part, they are not following government-enacted COVID regulations.
In Quintana Roo, right now we have reported a total of 32,000 cases, okay? Since the pandemic started, with 3,027 deaths, and right now current available cases, positive cases, we have 6,000 cases right now.
Aguilar describes the COVID-19 situation as dire. In fact, Quintana Roo is now the 5th state in terms of cases. At the same time, the state accounts for the highest number of tourists per year.
For Belizeans wanting to go to Chetumal, it's now the right time.
This is a tricky question you just made, a very tricky question, because I can answer you as a doctor, as a physician, or as a citizen, okay? As a physician, my answer would be yes, but we have to take into account the proper precautions, okay? Your face masks, your gels, okay? We have to take into account that. I'm being very worried of the places we go, the restaurants we go, and that side of stuff. The other side of things is, as a citizen, the current catastrophe we're living in is the COVID-19, but the next catastrophe we're going to face as soon as the COVID-19 ends is the economic one.
Aguilar says that most businesses in Chetumal are currently operating following the state's COVID-19 regulations. But after a year without Belizean visitors coming across the border, many businesses are struggling.
I went to the free zone last weekend to get some goods at Belmex. And the curious thing is that the businessmen, which are from Belize and Mexico that are in the free zone, everyone is saying, please open the borders. We need to reestablish the commerce. We need to. So in my experience, for what I've heard, free zone, they need it. And Chetumal, I can assure you, we need it too.
But Chetumal is not exactly the same as Belizeans remember it. He says authorities in Chetumal are very strict with enforcing the COVID-19 regulation. Mask wearing laws and adherence to social distancing are in effect. Additionally, restaurants can only operate at a limited capacity. But as a doctor, he says he feels safe in Mexico.
The most important thing that I want for you to take from this interview is the government takes measures, precautions, but the responsibility is in every one of us. You can't blame the government, the Belize government, the Mexican government, if you don't take your precautions. You can't blame them.
Reporting for News 5, I am Paul Lopez.
23% of Mexicans have taken their first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine, and 14.9% of the entire population of Mexico has taken their second dose of the vaccine. With concern that the Delta variant of the COVID-19 virus may now be circulating in Belize, people are wondering if this strain is even deadlier than the one we have already experienced. But health experts say that the symptoms brought on by the Delta variant is not greater in severity. The concern, however, according to Dr. Fernando Cuellar, who appeared on Open Your Eyes today, is that the strain is much easier to transmit.
Variant means mutation or change in the original virus. And it has been happening all over the world, so why Belize would be the unique spot where it would happen, no? So concerns came about, and serious came about maybe a month and a half ago when we had discussion with the Ministry of Health that, hey, something is happening. And unfortunately, over the past 17 months, we should have already put in pathways to identify variants quickly.
Why is the whole world concerned about the Delta virus?
Because it's easier for transmit, Marlene, okay? I mean, it's easy. The virus has mutated, has changed, and every virus do this. This is not only for COVID. Every virus do it. That's how they survive over the years. They're smart, they're genetic material, they have all of this thing inbuilt.
It's like
in
the
them.
flu. The flu change.
Exactly. So every year you have to get a new flu vaccine for the same reason. But that's the way how viruses survive over hundreds, if not thousands of years. You know? They do their own change. And this change that happened is that ensure their survivability then. The virus survive by changing. by adapting.
Yeah.
Okay, so this one they adapt that you don't need one. You need one a lot of virus to infect somebody else or sicken somebody else, meaning it more catching.
Dr. Fernando Cuellar took issue with the Ministry of Health and Wellness's press conference on Wednesday. He says not only was the relevant information not available to the media, but it gave the impression to the Belizean public that our local health system is prepared to take on the Delta strain. Dr. Cuellar says no country can be absolutely ready for an increase in cases brought on by the Delta variant, not even larger nations like India.
Is it more deadly? We don't think so, but because more people want to catch it, that more people want to get sick, more people end up in a hospital, and more than likely more deaths will happen. And that has been shown over the world. That's what happened, for example, in India, no?
Yeah.
A lot more people. And you touched on that point, and I do want to highlight it. Please, I want to criticize press conference yesterday because they make it sound like, hey, we set, we cool, we ready for anything. That's not the case, guys. You can never be ready for this thing. You can never. So I think we should tell the public we have improved, okay? We doctors know how to manage it better. The whole world know how to manage it better. I'm sure that the government and Ministry of Health have put in much more things in place, but there should be no calmness to say we're safe, okay? We still have, yesterday the question was how much beds we have, how much ventilators we have. That should have been there to answer quickly. And that's not my job for the Senate, but the public should know that we will never be absolutely ready for increased cases.
Seeking to allay people's fears about the COVID-19 vaccine, Dr. Jorge Hidalgo, intensive care specialist at the Belize Healthcare Partners, told the hosts of Open Your Eyes that the vaccines are backed by years of research and scientific evidence. He says the public needs to consider facts, not just what is shared on social media.
What we are fighting during this pandemic, we are fighting two things. We are fighting the pandemic and we are fighting the infodemia. You open your phone and you have a thousand of different messages and people that saying that they know but with no, as Dr. Cuellar said, with no facts, mean that the situation with the vaccine, again, is just to emphasize, it's not that the vaccines came out from 6 months. That, remember that we have initially at the beginning of the 2002, we have the SARS and then the MERS. And the technology that came since 2002 and 2013 with those two initial situations, it helped us to develop the vaccine faster. I mean that it's nothing that come up just from a day or two and just like a magic. We have this is a scientific proof and scientific evidence and years of investigation.
After the break, a Mennonite community is poised to become an export hub. The cattle heading out to Mexico when we return. But first, here's a look at the latest COVID-19 figures.
Try it first.
What does live and let live mean to you?
Live and let live means everyone having the freedom to be themselves.
Live and let live means that I can be a mother and have a career.
It means treating people the way you would want to be treated.
And making sure your business is accessible for all Belizeans.
It means that everyone deserves to be treated with dignity and respect.
It means to love your children no matter what.
It means to support people who face discrimination. It means that men and women should be treated equally at work.
It means that everyone is able to contribute to building Belize.
It means saying no to all forms of discrimination.
It means love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Live and let live. Respect for all Belizeans.
No sense at all. No kind of sense. That Belize video when I have that sign up there in the China for.
That not in China at all, that in Spanish.
You understand what it said then?
Yeah. It said wear your face mask properly, cover your nose and your mouth.
Will help prevent the spread of COVID to others. Together we could make Belize safe.
Wear your mask properly over your mouth and nose to protect yourself and others. Together we can keep Belize COVID-19 safe.
In exercise of the power conferred upon it by Section 7 of the Electricity Act, Chapter 221 of the Laws of Belize, and with the approval of the Minister, the Public Utilities Commission PUC, the Commission hereby notifies the general public that it intends to enact a bylaw in relation to electricity procurement and power purchase. The bylaw shall govern the procurement processes for wholesale, distributed energy resources, and short-term power purchases by addressing the roles of the Commission and the utilities. The bylaw seeks to secure public welfare, national security, and services at the best value for money. Further clarify the exercise by the Commission of its duties under the Public Utilities Commission Act and Electricity Act. Provide for increased conservation and efficiency of electricity resources by utilities and equitable retail rates for consumers, and detail the RFP and PPA processes. Regulatory tools to achieve the Commission's public interest mandate of setting tariffs for the provision of electricity service to the public. Members of the public are invited to give their comments by email info@puc.bz or post by 17 July 2021. The draft bylaw may be viewed in its entirety at the offices of the Commission at 41 Gabriel Lane, Belize City, or on the PUC website at www.puc.bz.
It's a fact that with Smart, you get truly unlimited everything. Only with Smart, you get unlimited data anytime, while with the other guy, it's only double data on weekends. With unlimited data every day with Smart, there's no need to wait. So, it's a fact that our unlimited plans beat the competition. Stop being measured and told when to use your data and get unlimited talk, text, and data. Experience the true unlimited plans with Smart. That's a fact. Make the switch and live smart.
Dwayne Moody, Isani Cayetano, Andrea Polanco, Paul Lopez. Your News 5 Belize teams do whatever it takes. Go wherever they need to go, so you can catch the story wherever you are, whenever you want, on whatever device. Channel 5 Belize on television, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Because news is now everywhere, all the time. And so are we.
The formal exportation of cattle to the Mexican market was further realized today when the process of transporting hundreds of head of cattle to the neighboring country began. The Mexican government is now accepting livestock from shipyard, which will now serve as a hub for its exportation. It's an initiative of the Ministry of Agriculture to penetrate and expand the market opportunities for livestock cattle producers in Belize. News 5's Dwayne Moody traveled to shipyard early this morning as this Mennonite community joins another from Blue Creek who has also been certified to export to Mexico.
During the course of today and Friday, some 439 heads of cattle from shipyard and the Blue Creek villages will be loaded onto 4 trucks and exported to Mexico.
It is a huge step in the exportation of livestock in the north because it is a multi-million-dollar industry that contributes to the country's GDP.
Livestock is second to sugar industry in the country. With 190,000 head of cattle, with more than 4,500 farmers, 60% of them being small farmers. Cattle industry is important to the economy. So we saw this need to assign Mr. Skibel to do livestock only, to develop the plan to move forward.
Carne, a multinational corporation based in Mexico, operates in the food protein industry and exports the largest percentage of beef, pork, and chicken to the U.S. and Canadian markets. Shipyard's livestock quality is just what they want, and so this marks the beginning of Belizean farmers supplying the company and by extension those markets.
The last shipment we sold proved that we have excellent quality beef, at least of this genetic quality. The average daily gain, after they took the animals to Mexico and gave them their ration, they put them in feedlots and gave them, was about 4 pounds per day, which meet the criteria for the cattle to be qualified as good. The quality, I understand, is also of excellent quality after they put them in the feedlots. And they are convinced that our beef can enter the U.S. and the Canadian markets. If that happens, precedence is set, and it will be easier for us to market our Belizean beef in both of these countries. So it's a great step in the right direction for Belizean beef.
Ellos están innovando, están muy preocupados por tener razas cárnicas y
they are innovating. They are very concerned about having meat breeds and adopting techniques that really provide nutritional value, and the cattle are in very good condition. The cattle, at the first purchase, we saw mainly crosses with something very rustic. When it was time for them to feed, most of them did not cost a lot of work to adopt it, and it gave a very good weight gain. So, that has given us the guideline to continue having the relationship with Belizean producers. Right now, the truth is that what we have to work a little better in terms of procedures that have been established between all the main actors of this trade.
But for this to happen, John Wall had to invest about $300,000 into establishing a corral that meets the specific standards required by the Mexican company, as well as to ensure that the livestock is fully vaccinated and ready for export. That's where the Belize Agricultural Health Authority comes in to ensure that there is compliance.
There were 2 major certifications that had to be done. Our initial, and the initial one was basically inspecting and certifying the quarantine farm, which is this farm here. That is on Baja, and we basically provided protocols and guidelines for the farmer, came and make the recommendation, and he was very compliant. That was very straightforward. Secondly, the other task was certifying the corral, being an inspection corral, which is Senasica's domain. And so what we did was comply with their requirements again, and then submitted the information to Senasica for their approval. And fortunately or expectedly, it was approved.
We have done previously some exports from Blue Creek, and now we are doing it for shipyard cattle producers. And as of now, only the Orange Rock District is being recognized by Senasica and the government of Mexico as potential exporters. And but we have provided the necessary documentation for the whole country to be recognized free of tuberculosis and brucellosis, and as a national country, to export to. For them to be able to export to Mexico.
A number of cattle were rejected for minor non-compliance. Those include a few which were pregnant, or because of the branding not healing properly, they were not accepted. That aside, Chairman of the Shipyard Cattle Committee, Pedro Harms, says the impact of this new trade agreement will be great for the country.
Definitely will bring finance into our community. It will also encourage farmers to grow and to extend their herds. So I guess that's why it's a very positive move for the community and also for the country, because we believe that since this site is inspected and approved, it's not only for shipyard now. We will buy from around the community to also export.
Dwayne Moody for News 5.
You may be missing conch for a while with the Queen Conch season closed right now. But today, the 2021 lobster season officially opened. We head to San Pedro, where a group of fishermen just before midday revealed their first catch for the season. Approximately 400 pounds of fresh lobsters were being cleaned and the tails prepared for sale to not only customers who stood by, but this year the fishermen will be making almost double per pound of the succulent crustacean. Francisco Morales and his team have been working the season for years now. He explains why this year is going to be good.
Felt good because long time we not a hook, you know. Season the close and then till now.
So it was a good catch today?
It was a good catch today.
How do you see the amount of lobster catch today compared to last year?
Why compare today more better because we catch more today than last year. Last year we catch a little bit. This year we catch more like 300-400 pounds.
How many pounds?
300 to 400 pounds.
Just today?
Just today.
Right. So how do you feel about the season to come? You think there will be a good season?
For this season right here? Yeah. Well, it's good because the price, our right price, and they give it for. Not like the last time, they would give me $15 a pound, you know?
Yes.
Wrong price, so now we're going to give it for $29, $30.
30. Right.
Good price.
That will compensate your labor and expenses.
Yeah. Because we build for we one lobster trap and then we buy for we one materials like the zinc, the chits and the nails, and then we build it and we take it over to the sea and we throw it in the water.
Just ahead, a new preschool for Dangriga will be waiting for children when they can finally return to classes. See the new structure after the break.
Why, Tony?
Boy, kid, what you going on, man?
We actually can see we can need to buy a stack of them plastic plates and cups from the grocery shop because I run low.
Boy, I stopped importing things since April 15th, you know. And I just ran out to the last batch, must be about like 3 weeks back, you know.
Man, do I usually have anything? What is going on?
Check this, right? That's the new law, we ban all single-use plastics, so that the cups, plates, forks, spoons, and knives, all of that. Since April 15th, you can't import none of them. Starting January 15, 2021, you can't manufacture them. April 15, 2021, you can't sell them. And after July 14, 2021, if you get catch with any other thing, you will get fined.
Me never know this. I guess I have to make some changes then. I have to make the customers know that anything not available. Anyways, bro. Thanks, man.
No problem, man. Take care.
As one of the largest cable and internet providers in Belize, CBC strives to provide our customers with the highest standards of quality, value, and service in all aspects of cable TV and internet. Monitoring our systems closely, our technicians combine creative planning and state-of-the-art technology with years of experience and training to develop and provide the most reliable and advanced cable and internet service to exceed your expectations. For CBC and our team of talented engineers, technicians, and customer service representatives, delivering less than the very best is never an option.
Smart continues to expand its internet coverage countrywide to help you live a smarter life.
Our villagers are very happy. They are pleased to know that Smart went the extra mile to put a tower in our village so that our villagers can get live stream on their TVs and they can get their kids doing their online classes. I want to say to Smart, thank you for making it possible for us to get internet in Gardenia Village. We really do appreciate it.
Smart continues to take the internet and mobile services to communities across Belize. Now save even more when you bundle your Smart broadband with smart mobile services. Smart, bringing people together.
I was 17 and in love, and I thought he loved me too. But now I know that a loving partner should not take away your choice of clothes you wear or the music you listen to. He should not take away your purse, car keys, or your phone so that when your family calls, you cannot answer. If your partner is controlling you, it is domestic violence. Call 0800-A-WAY-OUT or our cell phone number, 672-9628. This message is brought to you by the National Women's Commission in collaboration with Miss Universe Belize with funding from the Engender and Spotlight projects.
Dangriga has a brand new preschool. It is one of 18 new early childhood centers built under the Belize Education Sector Reform Program 2 and funded by the Caribbean Development Bank. Here's more from the dedication ceremony. Alexia M. Nalberto Government Preschool is the newest preschool in Dangriga. Minister of State in the Ministry of Education, Dr. Louis Sabané, says it will have ample space and meets international standards.
2 classrooms, right? This one and the one next door. And they will have the capacity of 80 students total, 40 for level 1 and 40 for level 2, right? As we'll take a little tour after this, you'll see it has 4 bathrooms, very nice bathrooms. I had the opportunity to see them a couple days ago for children, and quite cute bathrooms. When you go in there, you will see what I mean, right? By cute bathrooms. And then there are 2 bathrooms for teachers. This facility here meets international regulations for preschools. As you'll see, it's fully fenced. We will have inside a spacing of 25 square feet per child. You have hand washing facilities. You see some of them up front here and around the school. Stove, microwave, refrigerator. You even have eye washing stations. It's wheelchair friendly, as you see coming in. If someone is in a wheelchair, it's easy access for them. And fitted with a pressurized water system. And the school can withstand a Category 3 hurricane.
For the last 30 years, students had attended the Benguche Government Preschool, but that building became unfit. So in 2019, they broke ground to create a safe, child-friendly environment. Teacher Loretta Montero says the school will continue to provide quality early childhood education.
Our preschool is an ideal location because it can serve the children in the Wagerale and Benguche area and any other area as long as the parent can mobilize their child to attend our preschool. I can also boast that we offer a holistic education program that caters to the social and cognitive needs of the student we serve. In addition, our institution is affordable and we promote a child-friendly environment. We have an open door policy where we can welcome our parents to visit our school at any time to check up on your child. Students who graduate from our school are prepared to venture off to the primary school level.
The school has been named in honor of career educator Alexa Nalberto. She's hailed as having started preschool education in her hometown of Dangriga, where she spent 42 years in the classroom. 32 years at the preschool level and 10 years in primary school.
I'm honored for having this school named Alexia M. Nalberto Government Preschool. And I have to thank all those who had participated in having this to become a reality. Our children are those people, are those children who will be the future of Belize. These children will be our Prime Minister later on, our doctors, our lawyers, our teachers, our Coast Guards, our policemen, our pastors, and all the different vocations that we have. So we are thankful for these children, and teachers, I ask you that you have to be steadfast, and you have to be very, very, which I know you are dedicated. You have to be very dedicated to this profession, because this profession is not easy.
Minister Louis Zabané says the school is part of government's commitment to early childhood education in Belize.
Today's dedication of this new facility is a milestone for Dangriga, and in fact is a continuation of a very important initiative that the government of Belize is undertaking. Our Minister of Education, Honorable Minister Fonseca, sends his regards, and you may have heard that early childhood has been one of his passions. I also want to thank our former recent Minister of Education, Honorable Faber, who also carried on in that very important work. This stage that they're in, research has shown, is a very valuable stage for children's development. So this investment should have a very big impact on the performance of our students throughout primary school and high school and later on in tertiary and as citizens in our country.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Andrea Polanco.
The CDB loan of $44.6 million is for the construction of 18 primary schools and the refurbishing of 17 other educational institutions across Belize. A memo to general managers of all schools has been shared with News 5. It is from the Ministry of Education, Culture, Science and Technology and signed by Chief Education Officer Yolanda Gongora. According to the memo, dated today, all pre-primary, primary, secondary schools and tertiary institutions are not approved for face-to-face summer school instructions. The ministry says that it continues to be guided by the Ministry of Health and Wellness on the COVID-19 pandemic, and so the decision was made. Schools, however, may offer summer school using online platforms for those students who need support to address promotion concerns or academic weaknesses for the new school year. The Ministry of Blue Economy and Civil Aviation granted a training and recertification opportunity to Belizean pilot Henry Salguero to captain the Belize Emergency Response Team and Wings of Hope's air evacuation program. This program has enabled BERT to hire Salguero, who has more than 1,800 commercial flight time, which meets BERT's requirement. In a release today, the executive director of BERT, Andre Carrillo, said the new addition will strengthen their capacity to serve Belize since, quote, air medical evacuation services allow us to reach our patients timely and efficiently from remote locations as far as Punta Gorda town to San Pedro and Corozal. During a crisis, air medical evacuations provide hope to our patients, requiring higher level of care. Our patients are our first priority, and our air ambulance has made a tremendous difference in ensuring we meet our mandate and commitment to our community, unquote. Just ahead, it's Thirsty Thursday, but the parties are still restricted. The stern reminder from the Minister of Home Affairs that it is not time to relax just yet. But first, here's the weather forecast with data from the Belize Met Service.
Contamination of water we all depend on is a very urgent issue. As Belize's popularity and industries grow, challenges increase. In this episode, we will examine the issue of water pollution in Belize. Water pollution is the contamination of water bodies, usually because of human activities. Water bodies include lagoons, rivers, aquifers, and oceans. On the marine side, the discharge of sewage and bilge water from cruise ships and other live-aboard vessels, in combination with unregulated development of coastal areas, has led to the degradation of marine ecosystems such as mangroves and coral reefs. Our inland waters are facing their own challenges. As agricultural development increases, Pesticides, fertilizers, and waste products are running off into rivers. Increased river traffic from boat tours and sugar barges adds to the already stressful conditions of the freshwater ecosystems. In addition, companies that collect sewage sometimes dump the waste right into the waterways. Additionally, in densely populated areas like Belize City and Orange Walk, poor sewage designs result in the contamination of groundwater and of water bodies by both sewage and wash water. In many cases, homes and businesses dump their wastewater directly into drains, which leads to rivers and the sea. Wastewater, detergents, and petroleum collect in drains that empty into waterways, such as the New River and the Belize River. This, along with the runoff and discharges from the agricultural and industrial businesses, have been inadequately monitored and enforced. The answers to overcoming water pollution issues are fourfold: improved infrastructure, adequate treatment, increased legislation and monitoring, and of course, changing our habits for the better. While it is urgent that better management on a policy level is needed, there are a few things we can do at home to help. Ensure proper treatment systems are installed for all wastewater at your home and business. Don't dispose of oil from your automobiles or cooking and household detergents down the drain. And lastly, minimize the usage of chemicals and fertilizers and report any dumping into waterways to the Department of the Environment. The government has recognized the threat of inadequate liquid waste management and is working toward goals of reducing and reversing its effects. For more information on what's being done about water pollution and ways you can help, visit our website at doe.gov.bz. I'm Alison Castillo, and now you know.
Es un hecho. Únicamente con Smart obtienes todo realmente ilimitado. Solo con Smart obtienes datos ilimitados en cualquier momento. Mientras que con el otro proveedor solo son datos dobles los fines de semana. Con datos ilimitados todos los días no hay necesidad de esperar, así que es un hecho que nuestros planes ilimitados superan a la competencia. Por lo tanto, no permita que le digan cómo y cuándo usar sus datos y obtenga llamadas, mensajes de texto y datos ilimitados. Vive la verdadera experiencia de planes ilimitados con Smart. Es un hecho. Haga el cambio y viva Smart.
On Wednesday night, we told you about the multimedia vaccine campaign by the Ministry of Health and Wellness to get Belizeans to take the jab. The campaign features a number of advertisements from billboards to TV public service announcements. But did the ministry miss the mark with its video ad? Social media criticism was immediate following the launch of the ad, and that shows a group of young people showing off their vaccination card to get into a house party. Many feel the video will encourage those who have been vaccinated to host and attend parties and other forms of gathering, which are still not currently allowed by law. Minister of Health Michelle Shabat, however, does not see anything wrong with the messaging in that video commercial.
The idea behind the commercial is we wanted to reach out to the young people who we feel are the ones who are out there and partying and so on. And so the idea was to try to sensitize them to the importance of getting vaccinated. And that is the whole concept behind it. As you saw, everybody had to present a vaccination card, and on every different site that the camera panned in on, it reflected a vaccination card. And so that was the concept behind it.
So you heard the Minister of Health's take on the video ad. But at that very same campaign launch, Minister of Home Affairs Karim Musa made it clear that the Belize Police Department will be going after those who host and attend parties because it is against the COVID-19 regulations.
I can say that on behalf of the police department over the last week, and again, I'm not happy to report these numbers, but 108 ticket violations were issued for not wearing your masks or social distancing. We had to issue summons to 2 establishments in the Orange Walk district. My apologies, PM. In Orange, there's no targeting, I promise you that. But we had to summon them for violating and for encouraging social gatherings at their premises. And so it is a reminder that the police department will be taking this aggressive approach. We've been reminding the public since June 8th, because we are not encouraging parties, whether at home, whether at restaurants, or whether on the sea. Because, as you know, some Belizeans have gotten creative and taken the party to the sea, and so we're aggressively pursuing that as well.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available in both text and streaming video at channel5belize.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/News5Live. I'm Sabrina Daly. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, please remember to wash your hands, keep your social distance, and stay safe. Good night.